What are you making of it all down there, Holly Furling?
Well, the wind's just started to pick up a little bit more, so they'll actually be hitting with the wind here in this over. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm actually surprised that they've brought Ash on from this end, but if she's bowling into the wicket, it'll be difficult for them and actually have the carrot of hitting over Mooney at long on.
Oh, my word.
Indeed, she preconceived then, Susie Bates, to adjust.
Prefer it when Susie Bates stays still a little bit longer and just sort of plays each ball on its merit, but you can see that she starts trying to get a little too funky at times during her batting.
Oh, the foot was up for a second then too, I reckon.
It's an interesting one, isn't it, with Susie Bates, because I think the form that she's gone through in the last couple of years hasn't been the usual Susie Bates form, but I think it's because she's trying to push her game forward.
Grounded the whole time.
And in trying to do that, hasn't quite settled into the new shots that she's bringing into her armoury.
Oh. Lovely, Ashley, lovely. One to grip here, one to grip.
Aggressive captaincy here, slip in, pressuring Amy Satterthwaite. She's got hold of that and finds the gap, breaks the shackles.
It's a very nice shot from Amy Satterthwaite. Beautifully timed. Picked the gap between the two fielders out there, and she's just swept that beautifully on line. It's outside the line of off stump. She's managed to be able to get full access to that and full power.
Yeah, full power from the extension. She's got long levers, so once she knows that she's hitting down the ground with full extension or square with the sweep shots, if she hits it well, it's going to be tough to try and defend.
They both brought up the team 50s in the 10th over. It's the ball-by-ball comparison. There is nothing in this.
They don't call a branch for nothing, do they, Josie?
Come on, Ash.
And this is out on one there. So halfway, 10 overs gone, 2 for 51.
Serie A, Roma versus Juventus, live on Sony 10-2.
Illustrates exactly how tight this one is. Just marginally below where the Aussies were from a run rate, but with a wicket in hand, the Kiwis. Bish just falls safe.
Keep gripping and safe.
5 on the trot the Aussies have won against New Zealand in T20 internationals. It's been a while since the Kiwis have got up over them.
Let's see what she wants to do. Molyneux not giving her the ball to do it with.
Susie Bates, I'd really love to see her. I'd love to see her go through the offside here. The offside's up.
Well, she's come at it here. She's made it the length she wanted, and she puts it away. Good adjustment.
Don't mind that, though. I just love that she's using her feet really well. When she gets stuck in the crease, I really fear for her wicket. But when she's using her feet and she's positive with her feet, either really fast coming out at the ball or really strong off the back foot, that's when she's playing her best cricket.
What that boundary does, particularly in the first, 2 to 3 deliveries of the over, it just releases the pressure now, doesn't it? When you look at a run chase like this, required run rate, it's just tipping towards 9 at the moment. But I think the New Zealanders will think if they can just keep it at that rate and under, then it gives them a great chance to manipulate those last few overs. They don't want to take this through to the last over, or even the 19th over, ideally. They want to give themselves a launching pad once the hardness goes out of the ball and they've got two set players in the middle and a good partnership. They'll probably look to try and break it open as quickly as possible.
She's a good chaser, isn't she, Satterthwaite? She can time an inning. She stays pretty calm.
Smarts.
Yeah.
She won WBBL Player of the Year a few years back. And people sort of went, I wonder, like she had a great year with the bat and the ball, but she won games for the Renegades as well through her captaincy and smart. So she's always thinking about the game, even though we went to her before and she had no idea what the score was on the scoreboard. We'll take that out of the picture. But right now, this is what she's thinking.
It's good bowling. Completely did her in flight. Saw her coming and pushed it through. Good over. 6 from it. Good game of cricket. This 2 for 57, 258.
This is the goal Drew McIntyre has been looking for well over a decade.
Managed to grab captain of the White Ferns, Soph Devine, for a bit of a chat. So really fantastic all-round performance for you, straight out of the blocks. How good is it to be back playing a bit of cricket again?
Yeah, it's nice. The lungs were hissing a little bit bowling there, but no, it's just a pleasure to be back out there. Obviously, everyone's been doing it pretty tough, so hopefully we can get over the line here, but provide a bit of entertainment for everyone at home.
You bowled beautifully, 3 for 18. What do you make of the wicket out there at the moment? Because we're
sort of just popped up, so I think timing of the ball, I think Ash Gardner obviously batted beautifully and waited for the ball to be in the slot, and she hit with the wind, which is really smart cricket, and that's what we're going to have to do here to get over the line.
Yeah, off to an absolute fly with the bat as well. Interesting decision in the end. What did you make of that call?
I don't know, that's what the umpires are paid for. Like, at the end of the day, it's cricket, isn't it? Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. You just got to live with it. So I've got great faith in these lot to finish the job.
Yeah, reckon you got the Arsenal in the back of the order to get the job done today?
Yeah, well, look, it's nice to have mother of the team, Amy Satterthwaite, back in the side. That'll, provide a bit of composure. And obviously, she's been waiting for this moment for the last 6 months. I think she's been counting it down, so she's very excited.
I mean, what's her secret? 8.5 months postpartum, and she's back playing for her country. It's pretty sensational.
Yeah, it sort of puts us to shame a little bit. I don't know what our excuse is, but no, it's a fantastic effort for her to be here. Obviously, 100th match today. It is incredible, and obviously with little Grace here too, I think hopefully we can get a win for her to celebrate.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers.
Good on you. So we've got no ball from Nicola Carey here, so a free hit.
I think it's a fielding infringement with 5 out.
Yeah, right.
You'd be pretty filthy on the captain, wouldn't you?
Own your field, though. Come on, bowlers.
It's true.
Jacinda Ardern, Sophie Devine, always the diplomats. Played a very straight bat with that answer.
You can read. I love reading between the lines. Terrible decision. I'd be foot down. That's what she wanted to say. Oh, got that. Clever bowling. She's got every right to be a bit dirty, I reckon. Sophie Devine today, I think she should have had 4 for rather than 3. And on another day, she could easily have been given not out. Holds herself really well.
Have a look at this. All of a sudden, you get brought into the world, as Grace did in January. You don't just have 2 mums, but you have about 17 aunts as well, ready to take you for walks, have a few cuddles. It's the way to get brought up, isn't it? Yeah. Around the cricketers.
That's pretty good.
Go. Well done.
Reaching for it there.
Well done, Philip.
Piece of fielding by Jonathan. 3 runs from the over, a couple to come.
Just losing her shape slightly there, Amy Satterthwaite, but tell you what, still came out of the screws, even though she lost her shape a little bit. But great fielding by the Aussies. This is exactly what they're known for.
Oh, she wanted to go big with that. It's just the single again. Good bowling from Kerry, just marginally changing her speeds around here.
One of the things the Aussies have done well is they've protected the boundary, just 3 boundaries in the last 8 overs.
Keep an eye on that run rate. We'll keep putting that up there for you. You can start doing your own maths at about a time like this. You see where the Aussies were at, what's left for the Kiwis. Let's just start finding the rope pretty regularly from now on, you'd think. Almost 12 overs completed. She's did that pretty well. That's a lovely shot. Terrific piece of work down there. Cuts it to a couple. Team cricket by the Australians. 2 for 64.
For the real fans, only thing that matters is their love for cricket. Witness 2 power-pack cricket series. West Indies Women's Tour of England 2020 and New Zealand's Women's Tour of Australia 2020. Live on Sony 6.
Australia put on 138, having lost the toss earlier today. Being sent in, Ash Gardner, one of the smartest innings we've probably seen her play for the green and gold. 61 off 41. Sophie Devine was outstanding with the ball. Her best figures against Australia, taking 3 for 18. And the game is well and truly on.
It's not easy getting hold of Jonathan. She hasn't got all of that. Fielder's coming in and it lands safely between a couple.
Smart bowling. I think the Australians and Jess Jonathan know that New Zealand are looking for a boundary, particularly in the first couple of deliveries of the over, to try and really own it. So slower out of the hand and wide for that first delivery. Almost pulled off the wicket.
It's really hard to force it against Jonathan. Hard to get away. They've got to start looking for the boundaries now, the Kiwis. Oh, she nicked it. She thinks she's got her. Satterthwaite walks.
We've spoken about the glove work of Elisa Healy. We spoke about it in the World Cup final. A magnificent catch to get of Shafali Verma. She said it was her best catch ever. Fast forward, what is it, 203 days, and that form has continued. Always tough. All of a sudden when the batter shapes to go reverse, gutsy just to hold your position. Sure, it might have been a little bit of a chest mark, but it's just out in the book. Satterthwaite goes for 9 and New Zealand 3 for 65.
UFC 253, Adesanya versus Costa, live on Sony 10-2 and Sony 10-1, and in Hindi on Sony 10-3.
She's a really plucky competitor. We know that about her. She was good when she needed to be called upon in the World Cup. She was, she had a terrific strike rate and batted well when she had to. They need her to bat well now.
She batted very well against the Aussies in their final game of the World Cup, and that was probably one of the best innings I've seen her play for New Zealand.
So they need a significant contribution from her now. Bates is desperate to launch. You can see that she can't find the range at the moment. She needs someone at the other end to carry the load a bit for her here.
Katie Martin loves playing Australia.
Okay.
She gets under their skin. Right. She finds a way. I think she's been the last series here. She got runs. The last game at the Junction Oval.
Oh, come on, shooter. Well done.
What about Jonathan? Beyond 2.5 overs in, 11 dots, 1 for 7.
Come on, my wolf. Yeah, strings.
Just like it's drifting back in a touch. There you can see Katie Martin getting the inside edge down to fine leg, causing all sorts of trouble.
Don't mind that from Susie Bates, though. I don't mind this either. I go back to this all the time. This place was heaving after the final. Everyone was loving it.
Hit, shooter, hit.
It's a good bit of work from Megan Shooter. You just saw her enjoying her time up on stage a second ago and nearly forcing a run out there. That's another terrific over. 3 for 67.
It was. Australia wins a World Cup final in front of 86,000 plus, and then this, the Australians. I don't know who was best on stage that night. Was it Katy Perry? Was it Jess Jonathan?
Well, Molyneux was pretty good.
I think it could have been Molyneux-Strano combination.
Yeah.
And Erin Burns. I'd put the trio in there.
She sort of, flew under the radar a little bit, didn't she? But there was some serious moves happening from her end.
Katy Perry enjoyed herself a bit that night.
I think she had a pretty good time.
Yes. So you feel like they're keen to target the leggy. She's a good competitor, we know that, but they've got to pick their mark here, the Kiwis. Might be Georgia Wareham. Who knows? We'll see what Susie Bates does when she gets a look at her now. Run rates got to double figures. You can see just the 5-4s and the 1-6 so far. They need to find more boundaries. Can Susie Bates do?
Junior, what's manageable here for New Zealand? So they're just a tick over 10 at the moment. They've got Bates and Martin in. And they've still got overs to play. What's the sort of top range of run rate required that they'd be looking at?
I think they're probably there, to be honest. I don't think they can afford to allow it to get any higher than what it is. And you can see that Bates is probably losing her shape a little bit because she knows how important a boundary at this moment is. Mid-on is up for Georgia Wareham, and it may be an area they look to go.
She's gone high. It's extremely high. Fielder's under it. It would have been a magnificent catch.
Tough, really tough one here. Mooney was on the boundary coming in, which is the easier one because he got sight of it, but it's Nick Carey having to go back early. Probably just needed to put a couple more yards in early doors.
That's well hit again. Just the single.
We talked about Katie Martin being a thorn in the Australian sides, and unfortunately Nicola Carey would have liked to have had that opportunity again. But in her last 4 innings, Katie Martin 56 not out 3, 35 not out 24, and 37 not out.
Finisher.
She needs that again. That's more like it from Bates. Got the short ball, picked the mark and put it away. 11 runs from the over, 3 for 78.
This is the goal Drew McIntyre has been looking for well over a decade.
these two, you sense. They've taken a couple of aggressive swipes and that wear them over, and they've got their partnership going. Will they ride the momentum, Katie Martin and Susie Bates? They need to the next couple of overs to eat into this target. Oh, and that's the sort of stuff that can win you a game of cricket.
Well, you can't set a field to that, can you? That's just something, whereas the bowling team, you just go, well, there's not much I can do about that. And as the batting team, you go, thank you very much. I'll take those cheeky 4 runs.
She's making things happen, though, isn't she? She's got an aggressive intent.
She always does. Whether or not that's the wicket keeper in her, because they're always up and about. But what she does do well, there's good movement at the crease. She's more than happy to use the crease both ways, whether or not it's to come out or go deep, or then to move laterally as well. And I think that's always in the back of the bowler's mind as they're coming in is, what's Katie Martin going to do on this delivery? Or she can do as she did then and just stay perfectly still.
Partnership 18 off 13 deliveries. They've got the run rate back under 10. Bates do. It's the foot toss. Picks the fielder out. What do you got for us, Holly Furling?
I just think one of the things the New Zealanders haven't done as well as the Aussies has been their running. I think as soon as Meg Lanning and Rach Haynes came to the crease, they were looking to drop and run just in front of point. The New Zealanders just haven't done that either. But if they're trying to find these deeper pockets like they're doing now, they can find those twos.
It's a really good point that Holly makes. There's no short mid-wicket in there, so you think automatically that's an area where I can get a 2. But the Australians have put 2 of their quickest fielders in Nicola Carey and Ashley Gardner down on those boundary options, and both times they've managed to cut off those 2s and kept it to a single each time.
A couple of big deliveries here. 7 from the over. The boundary feel required just to keep that momentum ticking over. 8 from the over. Martin on strike for the final ball here.
And even on that delivery there, it's full and wide. Susie Bates still trying to reach and drag it to the onside.
Oh, it's beautiful bowling. Outstanding finish. They were coming at her. Through for 86.
You can hide where you want to. You can run where you move. But nothing on earth gonna save you when the man comes down the way.
Poor us plugs on for 27. We got nothing.
So Lanning goes back to the left arm finger spin of Sophie Molyneux. And Bates will be targeting that long on mid-wicket, hitting with the wind here. Big over you feel this is. 2's the call. And they come back comfortably.
You know what I've noticed? Very appreciative crowd of good cricket. Like every time the New Zealanders have done something, there's been a really nice amount of applause for them.
Oh God, if I,
Very polite at the start of a series.
how appreciative a Victorian's going to be when they get to go to a game of cricket. We'll be applauding everything.
If I get out, I applaud when I get out.
That's right. That's nicely hit as well, but to the fielder on this occasion.
It's a little golf clap too, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Really nice.
Yep. They've got a good game of cricket first up here. They've seen the Australians fight back. Ash Gardner was pretty special.
May as well stay just this way. Yep. You're right, Liz.
You can just see here too, Soph Molyneux's been working over the winter on taking the pace off the ball. She usually gets flatter and quicker as the innings goes on, or if she's getting a bit of tap. Can she be brave enough to hold it back?
One. Come on, Liz. Keep right. Well done.
keeper's arm.
Ouch.
Oh, well, they've never been great. Never been great throwers from the outfield. Who's been the best keeper? Is that the best arm from a keeper's perspective?
To be fair, Mooney's always had a little bit of a dodgy right shoulder. So.
Well, fair. That explains everything then. I'll take it all back. Oh, beats the keeper. There was a chance there. And it is just pulled up.
Susie Bates has done well here because she realised she got beaten. She was down the track. She had to get something on it just to avoid Lisa Healy taking that. And hats off to Elisa Healy too for just checking herself.
Correct. The thing could have been anything, I reckon.